Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Friday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's time for the weekend special. And we've got a very special guest today. It's Bob, Whiskey Charlie 3 Oscar from the Skyview Club down in Pittsburgh. Hi, Bob.
Hello, Tim. Good. Thanks for having me on.
It's great to have you. I know you're a CW operator, so I'm going to coach you on this phone stuff. Get a little closer to your microphone
Okay.
so that we can hear you. And Bob is part of the team that is coordinating activities for the KDKA 100-year celebration. Why don't you tell us what's going on, Bob?
Okay. It's turned out really well. We've had a lot of great cooperation between. It's not just a single group of people operating this. It's a number of clubs in southwestern Pennsylvania. As a matter of fact, one of the few things I have about this is that everybody is transmitting from southwestern Pennsylvania. So there's any number of clubs involved, and they've been doing some fantastic work. We're operating from some historic KDKA sites, old transmitter sites, and later in the month, assuming this works out, that we'll be actually operating from the current transmitting site in Allison Park, Pennsylvania. And one of the people that we have on board is actually the engineer for KDKA radio. And he promises to build us the mother of all stubs to filter out 50,000 watts of 1020 to try to operate on HF. And we're going to give it a shot. And it's been a lot of fun. We've already been up to what's currently called the Westinghouse Lodge, which was one of the early KDKA transmitter sites, and the guys did a fantastic job up there. And we've been up to Tim, up to K3LR, and made about 800 contacts in one day. And been getting a lot of good feedback from people. People have a lot of KDKA connections and stories, and we've just been having a lot of fun. Good.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so when you were up here on Sunday, we used one of the 4 calls. There are 4 call signs that are celebrating, and that was the Whiskey 8 X-Ray Kilo is what we used here, which was the original call that Frank had when he started KDKA in his garage. And then also there's 3 of the 1x3s, or 1x1s, I'm sorry, night on 40 meters, Mike 0 Kilo Papa Delta Mobile, and then Hotel India 8 Alpha Tango, and Papa Uniform 1 Mike Papa Juliet, November Charlie 7 Bravo. He's been working on his antennas all day. And Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor Yankee, Kilo Papa 4 Lima Delta, and November Lima 7 Delta. So I'm going to share my screen here a moment, Bob, and we'll do this. And do you see the QRZ.com, Bob?
No, I don't. Now I do.
Okay, good. So this is the QRZ.com page for Whiskey 8 X-Ray Kilo, which is the Greater Pittsburgh DX Association. And this is where you can find out all the information on getting QSL cards, and I believe there's also there are certificate requests here too as well. And they talk about W8XK was also the call for KDKA shortwave transmitters, and when they became WPIT. But this is a good place to go. Whiskey 8 X-Ray Kilo on QRZ.com. And for those of you who are out of range of KDKA, it's real easy to listen to them on the internet. And you just Google listen to KDKA radio, and it takes you to this radio.com site, and you click on it, and let's see if we can hear a little bit of live audio on the air. The Medicare annual election. You hear that, Bob?
Yes.
Okay, it happens to be an ad right now, but at any rate, you can listen to KDKA live right on the internet, and it's really cool. Brings back great memories, and a lot of the programming that is going on all this month is surrounding the celebration. So it is really cool to hear what the various announcers and newscasts and special events and the people that are calling in. On Monday, Marty Griffin, who's one of my favorites at KDKA, he had a lady who was 100 years old call in, and so she was born in 1920, and wow. She was sharp as a tack. It was phenomenal, and they do a great job. It's a legendary operation, and the tower. This tower is over 700 feet tall. It's actually a vertical dipole it's down at Allison Park, Bob. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. And so you guys are going to be operating from there. I can't even imagine what's going to happen to the front end of the receiver.
I have a KDKA trinket that you probably don't have. There's a chunk of the base insulator of the old tower.
Oh, that's very cool. I didn't know you had that.
Yeah,
that is really cool. We got 2 Echo Zero Radio Echo on, and our friend from RF Kit, Reinhard, Delta Hotel 3, November Alpha Bravo, and Mike Zero, Germany X-Ray Queen, Sugar 52 Bravo Tango, Kilo Lima 4 Sugar X-Ray from Alaska. Alpha Bravo 8 Fox Radio. He says, hi, Tim and Bob. KDKA was the first radio station I picked up with my crystal radio that he made as a kid. And yeah, I'm right there with you. That's a great story, Paul. And we've got from Kilo Bravo 3 Hotel, John, our Western Pennsylvania legend, KDKA. And actually, John, we were talking about you last night on Zoom. Dr. Alex, who had worked with you, W3 X-Ray Hotel, was telling us all about working with you, John. And I think you're up in the Franklin area now. So nice to have you on. And Kilo 4 Victor Tango Echo. And let's see, we've got Kilo Delta 6 Charlie Whiskey India. And Kilo Lima 0 Sugar Dino. And Papa Yankee 2 Bravo Norway. And our friend Ray Novak from ICOM America, N9JA. So, Bob, how old were you when you remember listening to KDKA?
We always listened to KDKA. We had a little room on the back of our house we called the sun porch. And my dad had I still have it, FATA tabletop radio. And always listened to Bogut in the morning on before school there, and whenever it would snow, I'd always hope that he would call us off air, but he never did. I still hold that against him. So, but it's kind of funny. I still have it, and the radio still works, and but it has a little synchronous motor clock in it that I guess the bushings warranted it or something, and when it runs, it kind of goes ying 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 ying. Drove my wife crazy. So I had to unplug it, but I still have the radio and still tune into KDKA with it, just like old times.
Yeah, that's very cool. So much history surrounding KDKA and the humble beginnings, a garage, and then becomes a clear channel radio station that is heard literally around the world when conditions are right. 50,000 watts, clear channel on 1020. And, who said AM's dead? In fact, have you done any AM operations with the W8XK?
As a matter of fact, we have. The other night we were on 80 meters, and I have to thank the folks in the AM window there because they allowed me the frequency because it's kind of hard to find an open spot on 80 meters at night. And it was great. And we talked to a bunch of people. And as a matter of fact, I got an email today, a fellow up in, he's very much a broadcast historian. I don't have his call written down here, but he made a recording of me from up in Massachusetts and was able to listen to myself operating and talking to people, and it was a lot of fun. So we've been getting a lot of positive feedback of people that either lived in Pittsburgh and knew of KDKA, or they've listened to KDKA on at night, when the band goes long, and it's just been big fun.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. We're on today with Bob, Whiskey Charlie 3 Oscar, talking about the 100-year anniversary of KDKA in Pittsburgh. And we have 9 Mike, 6 Kilo Oscar Mike, getting ready for sunrise over there in Malaysia. But, you know, we try to work DXCC here on the show. Bob, that's we got Papa Yankee 3 Victor Victor, and November 6 Whiskey Tango. Kent is getting ready for the CW sweepstakes contest this weekend. And let's see. It says, Paul says, hey, Ray, I think that's N9JA. When is the ID 52 dropping, and any price details? And Alpha Charlie 8 Juliet Tango, and Sugar Echo 3 X-Ray from the very windy North Sweden, wishing us all a safe and nice weekend. And let's see, we got Ruben's on here. He's just moved into a new location. He's building his first HF antennas and also some satellite stuff. So great all the way around, Ruben. Looking forward to maybe hearing you on the air. Bob, what other activities do you or the rest of the group have planned for the remainder of the month surrounding the KDKA, and where can guys find you guys on the air?
My best advice is to watch the cluster, do searches for the 4 call signs. Like I said, this is being put on by a number of different people and a number of different clubs, and it's up to them when they get on, and they can be on any band, on any mode, including FT8 and so forth. Michael was W3MLJ.
Yes.
He's been knocking them out on FT8, and he's also been on phone, and he's doing a fantastic job. So we have a groups IO for the operators, and we have a calendar on there, and if I could even share the screen on the calendar, but it's pretty well filled up. So each day there'll be somebody on, and I asked them to give a pretty equal distribution between the call signs, so that because we also have a deal that if you work all 4 stations, you can get a really nice certificate. They're at the printer right now. The QSL cards are printed. The certificates are being printed by Randy Dorman, who always does fine work. And so we'll have those, and depending on what people want to do, they can either have us send them a certificate, or we can send it to them electronically. Because I was looking into shipping these things for DX, and it's too expensive.
Yeah.
So we can send it to them electronically.
So Bob, I know there's a big activity on the weekend of the 14th, 15th. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. One of KDKA's sites before their current site was in Saxonburg, Pennsylvania, and that's where they did their shortwave broadcasting. And I was talking to Chris Hudak, the engineer for KDKA, and he brought up something I never really thought of. All the things that they did up there, they did for the first time. They were doing research on propagation and the antennas, and these are the people that develop stuff that we use every day and never think twice about it. And these engineers did that work and figured things out, how to optimize what they were doing. But the Saxonburg site was one of the that's where the shortwave operation occurred, and the original building is still there. It's currently operated by a company called 26 Incorporated, and when we first brought up the idea of operating from up there, in my mind, I figured, you know, it's a liability for them, and it's going to be a big hassle. They have been on board 100%. They have, they're excited about it, and we're going to be operating up there. Kudos to Al N2MA and the North Hills Amateur Radio Club for putting all that together. They're going to have their tower trailer up there. They're going to be operating right near one of the piers for one of the old towers. So it's for the 2 days, and
how many stations? How many stations?
I think either 2 or 3 stations.
Okay.
Yeah, I know they have bandpass filters and such so that they can do that.
Right.
So I think it's either going to be 2 or 3 stations operating from up there.
Yeah, and Bob NU3Q said he'll be operating from Cannonsburg on Sunday.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is to look on the cluster, and then just punch in looking for W8XK or any of the 1x1s, and I'm sure they can track you down and have some fun. And it's just it's a great way to spend some time reminiscing, thinking about the beginnings of radio and how far we have come in a short 100 years, and that KDKA is still here today and going strong, and great stuff. So Bob, thanks very much for coming on with us.
Thank you.
It's been a real joy to talk about it, and maybe we'll hear you on the CW sweepstakes here this weekend and hook up a QSO there.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Okay. Thanks again, Bob. All our best to the Skyview Club, and a first-class operation down there at K3MJW, W3 Green Hornet. Good guys, and just a first-class group. So 73 and also 73 from DX Engineering. Have a fun weekend. See you on the air.